Thank you very much. And yeah, easy journey. It's been very tough journey.
Okay.
Yes, I say 2012 to 2012 when I declare intentions and the contestation for that seat. Unfortunately, primaries no enya maso.
Okay.
The party had to settle on one candidate.
Candidate, okay.
Manya kwenya contested. 2015. When a primaries, a candidate 2016. But unfortunately, that was the time NDC lose.
Yeah.
But I performed creditably. The votes no go anymore. Then in 2019, I won primaries again. Echo being election. I brought the difference to just 947.
That was so close.
So close. And at 2023, we signed one primaries. Back main election 2024, and won with a difference of 5,218. So it's not been easy journey because not difference here that honor is a constituency predominantly AMPP dominative. Honorable Krabi Father was the former member of parliament. It was a very big seat, and they be defeating and also had been in office for 16 years. Our MPP. It was a very tough journey. Okay. But finally, we are here.
You are here.
And we are here
so it means you are a first timer yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So how are you settling in parliament?
Oh, it's difficult, very challenging, but it is also very exciting. Parliament, and what I've learned, they say, you don't come to parliament with preconceived ideas. We say that here. Come with blank mind.
Okay.
Be open. Na sha see suya there. Anybody be our Ghana, you can say you could how to become a parliamentarian.
Okay.
It is when you come into the hollow chamber, parliament ho. Na o sha see suya there. Ubetumi suya. And I bet you, obi ba parliament no ye PhD holder or a professor. No ye na dwen say o suya parliament adwuma because wa ben. No be ba with first degree or even SHS. Na di pane ye na dwen so be sua de a obi hunu parliament adwuma no eja wo a ofo say o experience many other fields into ba won sua adwuma.
Of parliament nanga is a different school on its own.
All the different
you have
all
a lot
together.
to learn there.
Except say work experience elsewhere. Ebwao ema o transition faster. For instance, as a sports journalist. Policy be a fast sports on parliament, no. I'm very strong about debater.
Okay.
As a lecturer, about educationer, having been a lecturer, teacher, basic, GHS, university, cumulatively for over 25 years. Education, once a man, Ubetumia can be bringing that experience
from
that is the difference. But a Jumana and Kasai what parliament in terms of committees, in terms of standing orders, in terms of lobbying, in terms of how to perform your duty as a member of parliament. And you need to stay in parliament, learn and learn very fast. And thankfully, the speaker and the caliber of Ira Babina, right honorable speaker, and normal easy orientation into our parliament yet our core workshop conferences orientations near there you buy a orientation for freshers.
Okay.
And we parliamentarians irrespective of number of years
what's na hono
odi atena hono say parliament be about 9th parliament year say your orientation and last 2 weeks you call voter serene who ekoye no emfa ho number of years to see our budget ye ready over the weekend ye ekoye ho workshop.
Okay.
Asan ye bobo ho so you keep learning why nye ne sa na ye wadwene say unimuna you'll be left behind. So it's a very exciting institution and it's a challenger yafa and we will serve with humility because baby you free bano expectations no. We will
look at that.
We will serve with humility and transparency. And we are very grateful for the good people of Berekum West once again. So Mama Yakwenya say Yemesom. And we are already on the ground. 7. Enti acha na wotwe mienu bia was our constituency. It's not been easy. Last day to 6 March, a year 5th, it was Wednesday.
Okay.
Parliament closed somewhere around 7-8 p.m.
And you had to be in your constituency.
8 a.m. 6 March, so imagine from Accra to Berekum, 9 hours journey.
Okay.
You have to make it. We 6 March na at the Friday 7 for Parliament was sitting anopa to approve deputy ministers. Almost a CIA. So you have to move from your constituency to be in Parliament. That is the kind of work. But say the medical you need to strike that balance. Work in the constituency, you are work in the chamber, and overall, you must member of Parliament. An exciting challenge.
In terms of striking that balance in Parliament, it does appear that even though the NDC side you have the majority,
exactly.
They be as the numbers to even form a quorum to start business. Now, yes, already there's been so many complaints from the minority side. They say they be
propaganda.
They are.
And yes, added here to form a quorum.
Finance minister Berekum budget. Was saying because of budget in
let's look at it this way. You can't quorum and yet majority for the form a quorum.
Okay.
Parliament tmase na ebetumi aye business you need 1/3.
Okay.
Say as I say you take a decision you need more than half.
And you have all that.
Exactly. But at the beginning of Parliament, be no 9th Parliament no yes I no more way PAP na the debate say Parliament was sitting a chamber no Sabre Kurona na ye 30 ministers, various committees international. Edu Sabre na ebi abono me regional minister nominee designate ewo vetting room. Ti be hu abono fu MP fu no ebe kwa akọ support.
Okay.
Ube hu say ye veti Sam George. So that is no na ama at the beginning, Parliament the Shasi won't enya domino. And again, MPs fufuru abano bebre wo oba Parliament ye ne dine no ma wo se oba ya akotena ha. Enti ebi ene na momo hwehwe dine ade enti up and down na committee meetings koso vetting koso at the same time. Orientations ahodo enti amanfo settle down we are. Uhunu se sa no ma no. Anyine no case, they say they wo kan no. Minority na obehuzo omu raising no mo be a deeper 15 and a woho.
One of the arguments the NDC you made and say see a chairman numbers in more 3
exactly that is what I'm saying.
Them.
A vetting vetting processes so see a ministers we obehu Parliament said it here. Ye ministers we oh exactly but who changes ye ministers we vetting enkoso ne ade no and unim wo aban mu a challenges are sign face bi no say ye ministers and deputies ye mfa na say 60 no ye no mu be 40 plus 42 bia omo ye MPs enti bia at that time na say department or ministry ye adwuma ebi atukwan ebi to na say health minister uhuno all called the Parliament international trends on koye adwuma mro ti tem bia no when you are in government these are the little challenges but the na higher kese vetting na way committees ni ade de sesi ya wi sesi no all the international you can see the numbers in numbers. So what you say?
So going forward,
you see, oh yeah,
okay.
The changes are what that, and the American the same thing. Nanya yankwana affect you.
Okay.
At the same time, no, the other side and so no. Be a year over na be a obe 80, no more be 5. And so still, to me, I'm for me. I'm 5 no more, no more can want but that is not justification. We need to populate the chamber all the time now. a government business. And that is what we did at the Berekum. And going forward, the good thing is you have leadership amongst you very strategic. Challenge na edru ba bia te say dey making MPs a omukwan wa north upper east upper west money ade bono na 6 March e wo ho on Thursday na parliament da kwose na mana dru be 7 8 adwuma no so ho so se wo ye enti ebi obi be ko 6 March no ade be chi anopa no ntumi medru ye some of these things, but by and large so no money nyina say who say muatene and leadership strategically making sure say always we have the numbers to do business. And the washa from Berekum approvers ne no manyina baby anywhere yenya challenge say yene numbers here they approve government business.
Okay, so when it comes to approval, you
what I'm saying is
populate the chamber.
Going forward to see as an American baby a challenge every Berekum near the yenya challenge, you know.
Okay.
And we have the numbers to do business all the time. Be business and so ama abana adwuma atumi akoso no ma papa enra finance minister bejino amampanyina na emu de tudwa no afi na ye be hunu so mfa so.
All right.
You will see real business on the ground.
All right. Before we
the boundary ufa do ma kwan so a we have support na nasuya no benkasa amomaso na yakoshe boundary on asutia no ekọ wanfie ho. Then the other stretch I sign wo ha ye wa dom to ba bi ebisa se kantanka kuraso amankokwa. Then ye wo krubi to say ebi and I wo ba bi nso to say ayimum and farming communities be to say pruso be to say abansre mu nyina ewo constituency.
So you understand your constituency
very dynamic, yeah, very dynamic. And interestingly Obeka say rural constituency, but literacy rate was 3 years.
Okay.
Over 70%. And population also below 40. 18 to 40 to about over 75%. That tells you so prospect very good. We have very youthful citizens, population or more potential say you debate develop a district no and omonso ye work momosuafo nso agriculture is the predominant occupation. And then I have said this Nano mene minua panyini honorable Berekum agric minister share ye dede nkomoni ande Berekum West ewo potential say Ghana as we speak ye import tomato free Burkina Faso every year spend $400 million. Berekum West wo potential say ye be masade no eto atwa because as we speak say Ghana ha ye pe top 3 top 5 districts you produce tomato. Berekum West is one of them, yes. So we have tomato factory there.
Okay.
Big tomato factory. Sisia na ensha da nye adwuma. But they a big hub for tomato. We have land. We have hard working people or more ready. Say you be produce ye only challenge irrigation systems. Any funding sika kakra ye de be shake adwuma no. Currently they rely on commercial bank loans for tomatoes no na akwaje besia with interest rate of 40%. Abi we are tomatoes no na je say mfaso no aka ketewa bi. And if you rely on rain fed tomato production, vegetable production,
it means
you can imagine the last 3 years ensuo na erratic. Said the enhwe so ntumi nto yenti amakuafo no bobo kapa. Thankfully His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama na eba me constituency yeko Fetenta, one of the biggest production centers tomato ho emo ka se eba kwanya ebefa so ama irrigation you be twa dams the mechanized boreholes as spread see America say akuafo na start congregate. You know, if you want to go into irrigation, farmers no ntumi nye isolated farmers e me wait back ho ha no be there you congregate in an area and lands are being processed. I mean, him say in the few years to come, hopefully beginning of this year, a few krano yebehunu action wo.
Okay.
As a ye to me, my irrigation a koso e wo ho na ye special funding agriculture for transformation of the economy ya. Yewura John Mahama de abaya. I bet you with Berekum West ye import tomato free Burkina Faso. And that is yes. So
is that an assurance to your people?
That is how I'm selling.
Having spoken to the Agric minister.
Just say we have everything. Here irrigation system funding.
Okay. Because Endra finance minister said 1.5 billion or they share allocation for agriculture.
That's why I say I'm very happy. Very, very happy.
Okay.
Now all investors who are also investing in agriculture now will pay land, will pay manpower. Berekum West na baby also all manner of investment. Tomato, you can vegetable. In fact, make a tomato no nya no nko pepper. You key another hub. You produce some into okra near there. The vegetable production. And American Ghana we estimate every year you spend over $2 billion. And you can imagine the impact on the exchange rate. About food, rice, poultry products, vegetable, tomato, key. So few we monkuano. And the imagine say, even if we are able to have a tomato importation, you can imagine the impact. Oba poultry production and so abono the hub.
Okay.
Doma enclave, Berekum West, other areas. We can feed the nation.
Okay.
And with His Excellency, meaning say budget and with His Excellency vision and the amount or committee agric for transformation and agric mechanization centers the equipment bekono. Berekum West, we're looking forward. Say agriculture no, ebe man hoso. You feed the nation.
You talk about a youthful population.
Exactly.
But predominantly agriculture and which presupposes say do na agric no modium hushim and esu no modium hushim.
Exactly. You know say employment about white collar jobs yeah they are and Ben say obi echo into agriculture na over the tractors irrigation cost there and there na o make a lot of money obetumi invest in other sectors so agric peja kuafo obetumi ahwe omomade omako school to the highest level because they have the resources and you no so bebre e de omo ho ahyem say oye na emfaso obaso a job is created entinya abre nyina na obi epese obeya abanya adwuma if people have funding support poultry production support aban dey by we have a lot of people who are ready to go into it e dey be ma pressure on government to employ everybody no so better you create job for them you feed the nation export and reduce importation. You reduce food importation. I can $2 billion. Asem ya, enye you see the hona adjono. Said the man penini hunu adjen dache adjen outside the box or the good board or bar and also a home for na budget ne duru a ye beka ho asem mo monte good board senior there
because already the NPP says more faster good board no so they abo mine krono
let ye nhwe nti oil for good deal na mo ye na ase anything. What was the rationale? Let's look at it this way.
Is that a help to stabilize the city?
Let's look at it this way. Say cocoa syndicated loan ba bi kura 1.5 billion. Ebetitom Ghana. So who's it to stabilize the city? No IMF releases $600 million. We who for 1 month na city no stabilize it.
Okay.
But we have gold. Na ye gold no. Amount for the city ababeto. The Ghana sika si or to the city or how cities no they to. No. ede akwama no ne akɔgye dollars no enti di enti na aban no di si di to na aban no kɔtɔn gye dollars na sɛ yanzu ebe import ade kura na sɛ yanzu ebe tin the dollar no bi import so it is a way ebe boa stabilize your seed do enti sɛ ne koko amanfo akuafo eti omu koko wi a meme papa yekua ni wate ne koko $300 ada na ono amfa nko US okoton akɔgye dollars di aba ese so aban da to koko no na ono de akɔ na ono age foreign exchange no e de abaye oban no yi
concern dey be raise with that and say so hwe koko board omo to koko ni free akuafo ho no e de konam eba the actual price na nka ese bia e de to free koko growing person no hodum na say farmer no hodum
that is why
that has been a comparison with the good board
it has been NDC a position say aban na atwam no ne akuafo enni ne yie esa na say ukoton a world market price no anye hwe makuani no be 50% 60% na aban no nso mfa but it go to a point na aban na atwam no world market price awakoton no sika ode brekuafo no just 30% 33% na say ya motu koko mu ko 3500 kura no percentage o mo gene just around 40% but yeah commitment to say we won't give less than 50-60%. It do better safi koko ebo no be kosoro say emfa na say yakoton no world market na ye $1,000 as I at least $500-600 bakuani no but then be time no as we made the assumption no wakoton no 1,000 na wa brewo 300 350 I don't know na manfo ka ho asem enti the farmers were being given raw deal but the difference in say time President Mahama was no there was a point in time no to me for up to 70%. On top of that wasanya free fertilizers, on top of that wasanya free agrochemicals, free on top of 70% of world market price or the more mono into the track record of NDC versus MPP a year cocoa price na any men to kura.
So the question is 3 months in office. So how can I say the NDC it is not your position say mobema cocoa farmer no less than 60%.
Yeah, exactly.
So what happens? And you see who
after they read the budget. You see one thing about budget we so you be who education kakra. We budget we by October November you be your main budget for 2026 because budgets in the constitution no say uye budget for a beginning 1st January to 31st December.
Okay.
But a transition by a buying for by we are quite buying for no. MPP for a small provisional budget. They are running. You know, it is not running from January to December. It is going to run from April.
Okay.
Because budget are and refena yebe debate from Tuesday. Budget debate yebe we are approve as appropriation and son yet to me spend. So virtually it is for 8 months.
Okay.
The yebe no October November no. No na ye dey kwa run 2026 ye benya full year no. Nti ye fe na ya settle down budget kura ye akanya wie. E di budget no hu sika don kura ye niye. Na cocoa season no so normally e bie no September October na ade. Nti in the course of the year if you have pragmatic indefatigable person hard working or cocoa adwuma ase Erikopoku I think that he will do the need.
You should expect changes in the sector under him.
Exactly. Because you know, sir, consistently he has been advocating for a cocoa farmer, say umbenya. A son is a queer nibia, a didio, Ninuma home. A Jumayanibia, a dicoco queer for, and a saw my numu. Na said the American cocoa, na ye toa, a buy no qua ye be free mono. Gold alone, uputu the enquiry to me over $11 billion dollars a year. Cocoa habia 1.5 1 point. So imagine small scale for the non crana ye the year Jumana be $4 billion, $5 billion. Nyamef na ye sorry Joanna Cotton na ye $3 billion and ye how to in a channel. So if we able to do that, now ye export be $3 billion, $4-5 billion worth of gold. Na a bar in foreign exchange ebo man no mu a ye nua mo de omo kan se wo za ban de edu ba bia ono nso hwe se eno omo antumi anya exchange rate ne no omo antumi an control a se ye nenam 16 cities ni ade no ba na wo control ya na che se afede omo ya ache wo position so naturally you see some of these criticisms but let's wait and see and ye ba budget na ye bo point by pointer obehu ze sa budget we empire ye bo ne se nyankopon beboa na yetumi implement even 80% of the ye ka yetumi implement you will see the benefit. Okay. You will see how inflation will drop. I mean, I'm saying it will drop below 10% by the end of the year.
You set a target of 11%.
Yeah, 11, 10 plus 11, 12, 10, 9, 8, around.
You are not being specific.
No, specific. In fact, the target here is 8 plus or minus 2.
Okay.
That's the target.
The target are more setting.
And it's an ambitious one, of course. Some of us think say we are being too ambitious because from over 2023,
the arrangement with the IMF even in 2024 was to hit a target of 15%.
Yeah.
But to me and Drew Hornum, of course, that's the previous government.
Yeah.
It is still hovering around 23.2 or so percent. So all set a target is at this time. More the back single digits, you know. And you telling us
we've done it before. Professor Mel's time say about single digit.
But you are telling us
we would do it. We would do it. Entina omampanyina kase wa maso be lamente. Challenges so that is why we want everybody to know it's not going to be easy. Now washa say uhwe expenditure wakatia even uhwe expenditure afi a lot of social interventions or dear benyina no still we are expecting to spend $10 billion Ghana cedis less than the 2024 because 2024 they were talking about 279 billion and this normal yaki Kenya no we are looking about around 269 and we are using less to achieve more. Enti nhyehyeye ye de agu akwan mu no menim se ebe hyaase aso aba. But let's be very honest and candid. Say mo bia mfa nhye the trip say ready budget we enra ye free china econo Ghana suddenly ebe ye paradise. No, it takes time. Pa bia ye kodu no uhwe road sector kai egu ho ye be ko sector by sector cocoa sector Bank of Ghana
so budget in the 2025 budget in the first place generally your key takeaways from the budget yesterday
first memfa me constituency kura nsa na maba national.
Okay.
Let me tell you we have 29 assembly members and a war electoral area na assembly member eye adwuma bia from so obi ne yere akon obi ntokwasi baabi sebi obi kura ko wuda baabi jese bibia ebesi bia assembly member but the entire assembly member ka and I can tell you most of the assemblies so moko meeting kura na assembly members 150 200 250 Ghana ye de mo as meeting allowance no eno nso a eba enti Ghana mampanyini abra ye bo apro ka se oba obehwe kwan a assembly members benya bibi kakra e de aye adwuma se moto kura na e de be ma assembly member sika o de beto fuel kura den enti o kan enim se agro se assembly members so check omododo ne ade enura yete ya ye wura yi 100 million Ghana cedis panyan e de ato ho afi.
Okay.
No assembly members wo me constituency ameni omo ye adwuma so ye MPP ni o ye NDC ni o se bosome so na se 500 Ghana kura no benya na 1000 Ghana every month o committee na nka ho a ebe ma adwuma na ye mre ama decentralization na ye ka ho asem no because a local governance act e ba ya ebe depend decentralization no assembly members and the unity committee members are the grassroots people are omo Emma assembly concept no working. But because of lack of resources until a year, one area nra when DJ papa. Another Chanya Yenuamo, the no more can say nursing training allowance, teacher training, President Mahama Ba, Ubekam NDC as a party, a one share beyond say basic JHS and no my course university for no cry loan I had more mono ye be said ye be pagam a loan plus scheme near there a be boama korano ho atom
but teacher training allowance and nurses allowance no nurse training allowance no with the allocation Endra finance minister a boss so is that not a departure from NDC one position even before the 2016 elections? Because now the allocation is 203
it is not million. Departure 203
at the time you believe they said
it is not departure. Good. It is not departure. Let me explain. That is what I'm saying. Okay. It is not departure. A bino vision ye policy ne say enquire wo school no as I say or moye resourced or secondary school onya aduane papa di onya books akade a odi besua de and dying dormitories ne classrooms ne ade nursing training no wa sa teacher training no wa sa enti de wo ka say ye departure no ne say ye be migrate omo nso na benya loans student loan no bi na loan no yasan ya pagama ya nhyehyɛ ye say loan na ye de ma no nso ebetumi aboa wo ama watumi asua adwuma asate nura na ye budget na sa nhyehyɛ no nko so enti sesi allowance previous government no si ode man kwara no the whole of last year 12 months no omutu ya only 3-4 check from them 3-4 times omukana kwa no allocation mampanyini ayese nhyehyɛ fufuro bi abeba kora na nkwara na didie no nso obi ntena nkran na ono ato tomatoes jene di akwa akoma masukuufo ewo genegene ana St Augustine's ye di sika no be ko school ho na school na beza na head master a procure because the whole medical can the whole Ghana district bi any omudua tomatoes na se sika no wo beza na head ho no mu tomatoes they got it at a cheaper price rather than say they ma central tend obi na supply na wa ko to be a tomato konko baako bia 200 cedis abra me constituency no beza na head mo bi supplier obeto no 20 cedis amankora na didi yie the locally processing rice
the concern raised with this head teachers and as headmasters and so every be diverting
no over the years yeah school wo ho titi nyinai school wo ho is vice chancellors or universities sika no wo mo spend school no so over the years titi yeah bia secondary school same checks and balances auditors senso wo ho na parent teachers wo ho monso no monitor nkwara no nti no man ko yi they also follow but the point I'm building is say President Mahama clear departure rather than taunting NDC say party no ba ye betwa free SHS him no enra de ye hunu ye wo hunu sika twitwiri di a otwato free SHS so 3.5 billion Ghana cedis just for this year. On top of that get fund na MPP for ade abuya so ya cap na chese ye wo sika amount bi edura de aka no enko education sector de koya de foforo ye wura mampanyi se da bi say we yi cap no is uncapped get fund on top of 3.5 billion no ya on cap get fund no e be say release 4.1 billion every year no na say
ni na ko free say
ya ko secondary school as say nkorai e ba be di yie abeda yie ama dormitories any classrooms expansion don't forget say progressively President Mahama enhye say the next couple of years you be expanding accelerated expansion of classrooms dormitories na fe you be double track no a free ho that is why on cap get fund nti ye free money sika manako into the education system ama saa no money nyina atumi akoso. On top of that, Busa say, when was the last time I buy we man kwara textbooks ni ade? That has been catered for. Emma ekɔ we from basic to secondary school. Sebi pada enkwara ni bia your defo you laugh off. Because time I am a professor Jay na no poku agiman. Ye education minister de ba na nipa bi esre. Na se bia wa come constituency na wa rural constituency bia. You really appreciate how people are suffering. Young adolescent ladies are suffering. In their buying said a man be active. Now no ya di International Women's Day. Omonsu be to me participate to me compete with their male counterpart. Obe supply a pad free and no ya dia esre. And no or can ho asep to say ni 92.4 million exactly. Textbooks for basic the SHS and so they are shemunti anra me ma areas a you say ye betwa allowance in nursing training ya shem kena ye betwa teacher training ya shem kena ye betwa free SHS ya shem kena so we na kire oman panyina oye very honest candid ahwe oman no empuntuo enti eno nso ye key area eno nso na mani age honro papa o hwa Greek said na ye kan ya for transformation 1.5 billion eno nso ekowura mu eno nso ya de ebeboa isane se oman bia betu mpon a oman bia se food prices unim se Ghana on the average adwumayefo spend over 40% of their income on food.
Okay.
Now, oman bia citizens spend more than 30%, 40% beyond a very difficult cost of say ube to me abobra because food you cannot avoid. Atari make me decide say me share matari we 1 year many obi ya ni asem. But food you want woman be over basic necessities.
You can't live without them.
And don't know America more because America people spend sometimes less than 10% of their income on food. So you have money to do other things. Enti no they are consciously President Mahama come asem and he has delivered on that front and also here at the papa. Nkoko nkete mu die nyina no sebi nipa omo enti adenasi omo beba bi busa na meka ho asemi so ye ti o man we mu na man no sika ye over $400 million de kokra poultry product abra akodoma poultry wo ho ne ade feeding your problem.
The question has been asked that ben nkoko nkete ni frase
yes na o man panyina yese because me ya kwara me kai me fie na ye nkoko ho ananda sikafo bebre even na won kran ha okwa bebre pe emu product abia wa ye no small pond woni fie na fish wom o yi ne hankupu si akire ba bia ono ane ade enti aban no se ya bobuo ya de nkoko aba ya ma feed wa pedoje na se household bia eye nkoko 2020 ni ade na se udi feed nya se wo ton na ye poultry import bill no reduce by half $200 million. Do you know the eduba bia na odwene ho kura say hey how is he doing this because my brother then obia running my way with 125 ministers 127 money a day obaya na so bete so a ye say bia won ka de ba be 160 less than half. And how do you do that? Damning all the consequences. You know, so scrambling for positions in here because fewer people are getting it. But for the love of the country, every NDC member is sacrificing for that. You being as the same in your position because the moment he decided on the 60.
What do you say to those who say it is not just about reducing the numbers, but it's about cutting down costs? But
don't reduce numbers automatically.
You can still have maybe 60 ministers, but expenditure will be spent the entire government. A lean government does not necessarily mean you cut down on expenditure. What do you say to those who make that argument?
Yeah, the argument, and they say, no, in the first place, we cut a number of ministries, The ministries were 30, about 23. So 7 ministries, budget, and the ministers say, anyhow. Ministers, from 125 to 60, So you can say, how many people? You probably over 70 plus. Nanka also 2 or moka. You are not paying them. And let me tell you this: if he is sacrificing
those
cutting
civil servants are no more the now collapse. Let me put it that way in quote. Collapse ministries, are they sacked or they have been added to other ministries? Because at the end of the day, they are still going to be paid.
Oh, no, yes, but say you come back. You are a journalist. Say any J7 zone say with His Excellency, Yenko Biaka Sabuan Shani with John Mahama. They say ubia afa ne doma da ne konwa o twakwan kosa. You can criticize some, even those that are not constructive. Nobody is harassing anybody. You can hold the government accountable clearly, and this idea so this is the budgeter Eddie Hope Eba. And you see, you've spoken to a lot of professionals and your politicians, and that is what I like. In fact, the best normal way debate here, because people take it from political perspective, but professionals are only editing communina. Why Franklin Kujo post or the other? Because President Mahama is now redefining politics of Africa. The way all and woman from the appointees and no more
because it's early days.
No, and no more kika or maybe 120 days first quarter near there. In fact, there were many economists who were advising him say, on one cast to be 11 betting tax near there. Unreconsidered because the other because
KPMG
upon Chireni and a hun and a tenton.
Yeah.
Before 7 December, na yenim say on my nusika semenye. But after 7 January, the picture was completely different. Said that because look at roads on Sema Yeken. Over road sector, car, a good road sector, kwanya. And the energy minister ba parliament na reho. So we energy ministry, the whole year budget here less than 2 billion. Not within 2024 na year na ban wa award contract 6 billion. Without commencement certificate. Means budget year 2 billion. Why award contract up to 6 billion?
Far exceeding your budget.
Far 2 times 3 times exceeding. Na we jahoko. Yentu akaya money pan contract wa supply wa ye adwuma no na kado aba be da ho for government oba kwan sema ye kan over 100 billion. Kwan most of them no one say a free contractor ko kwan no so ko ye adwuma without commencement certificate. E bi nso ho wa ye adwuma na wie the certificates aba yentu ya ne ka na ya sen award foforo agugugugu saa na ka no da ho. Kwan no ba na wan to aso ka delay kakra bia kwan no nyina besan ya say. It happened in 2015. Berekum Sampa road, very strategic road, cuts across 6 different constituencies. Sunyani East, Sunyani West, Berekum East, Berekum West, German South, German North, na kwa Côte d'Ivoire. International Trunk Road and daho. President Mahama de ma contract. Contract anu ye twa so ye first court nyina wie. And our buying society 8 years Omama Kwana first court near senior to 2 ama a buy no be free so 13th October with less than 2 months to election. No mama contractor akokwan so ye man contract certificate ama contractor no e wo kwan so asan atutu da ho. It is a say abanya bayi na say okofa ekoye ho adwuma hwa agenda 111 started 111 hospitals at a go. Your minusika $400 million. Eddie akoye adwuma, but none, not a single one. Meanwhile, my ETS in 2020 say agenda 111 COVID about 2 years. Now we expecting say by 2022. Now we are man be power Ghana. You were 2025, not a single one. And this is $400 million, no. Say 30 and now 40 they bet me aye. And I'm not the komi equipment nipa and they say ya kanina be brave foundation stage you call district be a mission for a big district hospital or hospital no kura start to search in district hospital still don't assign akwa de koba another foundation asay sika ho that's what foundation level
you've been
about to say no here over 1.7 billion to complete you know
I'm sure these are some of the roads in your constituency anyway.
Exactly.
That's Berekum. So
yeah, exactly.
Why you seek to bring development to your people, no? These are some of the challenges or move face you or
very serious. In fact, we do my constituency are rebel. There are no fear that na ye me papa ye, you di me papa chi. Na the whole gene
some pakwan.
Aye, but the cry yes you we no nyina free so ntim
okay these are infuturo nko
enfuturo chese amanfo stores nyina no ma asai
engineer is supposed to be the district capital.
The district capital but the kwan no enfuturo nko a sesi a nsuo be sha ase ato nsuo nso to a wuntumi main street no wuntumi ntwa kwan mu na aya ateche bone ben enye honko a it cuts across gene fetenta botokrum enkuro na wo stretch no so and said the medical can it's a strategic road a cut it through 6 different constituencies SN link Cote d'Ivoire ben road a shorter than Tawokofa Elubo akọ ni ade enti this nyina moja ni nyina e de ato ho
okay
enti problems o moja ato ho no de ka say ye kwa but President Mahama has won all appointees, all MPs. That yenyina say it is not time for lamentation. It is time for confronting the issues on the ground and solve the problems. Sisane say yedijawa na yedi aswa.
All right.
So we are ready to do that.
Me ko break but after break I will ask you about the agenda 1-1 again because
yes.
The argument has been made to say Endra, the finance minister did not make any provision in the budget to continue with the agenda 1-1 project, no?
And we have address generally various sectors. Nina, oh yes, sir.
Maminko breaking Bernard provide me with the answer. So you are still live on the agenda, live on Atinka TV. My name is Bernard Love, and Member of Parliament for Berekum West. And Berekum and Sir Area Minini AD Common. We've spoken about a number of issues, but after this break, some other issues with regards to agenda 1-1. And then on Rankasanso having a background in sports, it be do hunso komo kakra. Stay with us. Live with commented to me at Obniakenkan I'm already some of you are sending in your views and comments into along the line. I'll be reading some for you. Kenneth Kawunda, keep the fire burning. Honorable Stuttgart Kawunda watching. We also say PC Kwabena TK. It says watching you live from TK Ventures at Berekum West. Honorable Stuttgart, God bless you for your good work. And also the comment Lillian Akusuya Bidiakon also said President JM cancellation of the monster e-levy and betting tax has relieved us. Also the at so once wait to me ask any comment to Facebook at Tinka TV Ghana. Now the comment at 2 I see making kind day. I'm still in the studio this afternoon. The Honorable Member of Parliament for Berekum West, Dixon Chire Duya. Honorable, before the break now we say about the agenda 1-1 and provisions made because the minority accused making provisions. Yeah, so no be send them a message. We might clarify. Very important for my constituency. No busa about national apprenticeship program. Okay, yeah. Key program. Yeah. In fact, I think an allocation was made for that. Yeah, 300 million. Yeah. 300 million. Now, Oman position on that and say, Oman and young woman Suyankwane the church. Okay. And Sanu Juma, it play key role. And say, Yeshan Kwara basic school free. Yesha secondary school free. Na university enura and also
Ghana man penny yewura John Dramani Mahama can brebi atwam nipa bi challenges so ntumi nye wonim say close to 500 million we year to ho university first year for no
yeah
omo ekọ first year yayi to cater for that and at 300 million say akwara wo ho a yemfa no say Ben mo ye anuafo mienu mo wie GHS wo ko secondary school na me ko suansa no dwuma aje say me papa ko priska o de me kwa akoto adwuma mu say adepam na me sua wato afidi ama me ko da bia wa petchop money edu sa me be pon me ho a wa priska kotua ho pon sika na wa wie no container na ba bia betena ye adwuma no na no nso asan akoye problem President Mahama say ye hwe omo be sua enwoma na omo nso omo pese sa no dwuma nso omo sua no ya hwe omo afi nko a washa ase we release 300 million na subsequent years no obesen ya pagam enti be constituency amu tie me amo send the message say adepam say ye fitin adwuma boys na amu sua ties mo amu pese mo ye electrician ye nsa no dwuma bia no ye start say ye adwuma mo chefen wo mu no mo nsa beka am wo mpe wi enti it's catering for ba konkora ubusa yesi common fund beba na ya titini nyina wo nkran ye de ama contract nti ye we na ya te President Mahama de caveat atoso said this is assembly common fund ko district no at least that is minimum of 80% should go directly to the assembly it won't me metna nkran nkomo mama contract entities kanonti the district assembly no motete wo ko edu ayie kura edu ba bia omunya sika mfa nko say President Mahama afihwe amount of money or release to district assemblies we year mark 7.5 billion and caveat that so say a minimum of 80% should go to the district intimating as MP na sika twitwiri di akọ assembly masome nyome enti doma we ene ye governance we are transparent, honest with the people. Enti I don't want to say
back to my question.
But there are sectorial ones.
Yeah, agenda 1 because
sectorial ones we go into details in the coming days. And TA finance minister we and into one first sector bia and details with composite analysis and expenditure say bia be sports say and budget o ye no. First time make tesana Reverend Doc say budget we na we hu say Ghana di wonya technical person kura wote de eko na so wiye no say sector ministers no so say on be line no parliament de ko workshop wi a wo no na won so o sector sikadodo a ye de ama breakdown de obeye no ama MPs no yasan akwiriu e wo parliament ho enti sector by sector ministers no e de nura ono ye overall overview no and a wager sectorial way no nti about sika equal various sectors na say have sector nkwano for NHIS Mahama care ene eyinkwano almost 10 billion
will that cater for
because the details no we will deal with that.
One of the things that you accuse the NPP while in opposition is a project almost started, you know, they abandoned them. The Avery hospital, military hospital and all that.
Let us be clear. I mean, transparent and honest President Mahama. So, are you expecting, say, within a year, you bet me about a complete agenda 111? Security, we are exploring funding avenues. In fact, to the extent that government or outflow to ideas, say, be a mission hospital, be be a Uba me area, Holy Family, a Catholic hospital. Berekum, and the biggest referral hospital, if you be a near Ukote Chimana, a be Holy Family, Ukodoma hospital, Cassia, hold this hospital, a Presby hospital near the intimation for be clear, yes, here do level will be no more to me, a partner. You floating all those ideas, so we are exploring all avenues. In fact, who follow Health Minister. Nancy of course a Hunter West but yes here we are commission grano you still need $9 million to come to Omako pa no tomorrow 2 days to election 5th December Nana Guvado ko hokotwa no se wawi okọ na no you still need $9 million nti agenda 111 issues no ye different the year health minister any team a review ama strategy a ye de be complete and thankfully President Mahama road sector sika were located over 2 billion no most of them the chunk of it equal into completing project nanado eshase President Mahama aka senya dia ono ba na project say the medical aka no Berekum Sampa road kwan na oyeye the first court guso no say are saying this as carry na waste contractor na obeye no aye fresh cost aye Ghana nanka President Mahama free ho na nanado ba ye no mode second court ni asphalt guso a nke besan ya bebo kapre no enti President Mahama is committed say road omonya de omonsa akoka aduru ba bi 70% 80% ujaya ebesan ya say ama ya background zero ama wasan ya bebo ka foforo ahase he is committed to completing including hospitals ni na but let us also be very candid say sikano wo here between the awie ni nyina ategu so it is committed fully and he will do
all right
especially roads near the education school danya yes near the any that is the focus until a fee so your president open the din aje anko buy obega so yen ko chefo frase but I say most of this year or the obehu say most projects e be koso no yen you obega so yen e sha ase but President Mahama when the sha ase you kufuo ne sha ase you Kwame Nkrumah ne sha ase you your mind Ghana Japade.
All right.
It inyadi obe jayamana say. So he is not after the political capital. So me na mabeye we. As long as say Ghana Japade na Ghana sika na edi ahye ho no. He is ready to do that. Enti mon kama ntumu yem. But we need to let people know the situation. And na mebusa simple question say who of $400 million. Ebetumi esibe 2030 a complete ama nipa atumi akom wo de koye 110 abra nipa ntumi nkobi am look at let's because baby wo ho a also ye needs assessment the one say district be here
all right
but district said they are making district no bi wo ho a mission hospital kese wo ho for political expedience intino na wa sign de aso akobo ho say obeye district 1 agenda 111 eno so a woni sesika wo how dey ye wi manipa akoma fair enough
now let me come to your background because remember
sports.
Yes, sports. You have the ear of the sports minister.
Sure.
You've been in this space.
Yeah. For 28 years.
28 years.
And let me state.
You've seen all the faces in football.
Black Stars. In fact, their first World Cup, I called Germany. I was part of the team Black Stars. They qualifiers from Bia Yakoko. I was part of the team. Mekai a crucial decider against South Africa. There were Jobeg Yekucho 2-0. I was part of the team. I was in Germany.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Germany the Krameche Deutsche Welle. I was in Germany for 42 days.
Okay.
World Cup period Nina. Ghana free my buying I was still there because I was doing some stuff for Deutsche Welle near there. And I know euphoria. I know the national pride. I know the socio-economic benefit at the bread of minority sports. A key. Now 2020, I was part of NDC national campaign, spokespersons for sports. I'm a Kasama party on sports. Now, no, dear 2024, I was a member on sports. Until a manifesto, and the key principle, they said, you be use sports as a vehicle for socio-economic development. Traditionally, you develop sports as a source of entertainment, a source of social gathering near there. But sports is a huge economic venture. Look at United Kingdom, England, for instance. I remember time no monso the Division 1 to say the transitional co premier. Government had to invest or the Sikaka crash who share football Premier League contribution to GDP of England, you'll be shocked. And sika amount by no. You know, say players who UK near the Otis will be £300,000 a week. Almost 100,000 into paying of taxes. Buying no and they benefit. So a huge investment sika backlist maps abone companies this Premier League in terms of sponsorship near there. That is what in future the person into share manifesto now President Maham talked about one infrastructure. Key without infrastructure you can't do anything. So emergency maintenance and quickly this year Yashas here when President Mahama was leaving office in 2017 January. They to me born international match with Tamale. They to me born international match with Sipon Takrade. They to me born international match with Cape Coast. They to me born international match with Accra Sports Stadium. They to me born international match with Kumasi Sports Stadium. Fast forward September 2024. Ye be Cup of Nations qualifier. CAF ba Ghana hano. Ye 5 national stadium no ba konkura anywhere a qualify to host us. Ye dimrika ko Togo. Ko bunku to dwe Togo for se there bi. Da mo be bo mo match na 3 days time ye wo match nti mo be say ye park no nti ye mfa mamo. Then ye through diplomacy ne emergency works bi ne normal kakra na CAF. Ka say omo grant ye temporary access ye mbo ye qualifier no ewo Accra. Finally we got opportunity to now on 21st against Chad. Since you are buying the society no CAF about inspection Accra Sports Stadium has been cleared.
Accra Sports Stadium is now fit for purpose. Remind me to me issue.
Normal as they say yeah no and it is part of and quickly enye honko other national stadium ni na may build about the
briefly but because of your closeness to the national team.
Oh yes.
Let me ask this before we
in
go.
Fact,
the Black Stars.
The inside I know Black Stars inside out because I've traveled for very
what is the problem with the Black Stars? Is it management? Is it coach?
In the last few years they many close to because of politics. In the last few years. But what I can tell you, Nese, the socio-economic benefit of Black Stars qualifying for USA, Canada, Mexico is huge. And for that matter, every stakeholder, now President Mahama, by efficacy mono, parliament, or can say all hands must be on deck. Ghana Black Stars problem is multifaceted. All stakeholders, and one because GFA will play. Ministry of Sports and Recreation will play. That is our buy-in. And we as Ghanaians. So, with just less than 2 weeks, 21st year ball match, and as a nationalist, my football, this is not time to talk about problems. What we are doing now, they say we are issuing rallying call. So we are doing no. Ministry no, and thankfully, President Mahama has got it right. We minister, very meticulous, focused, serious person. And he should work closely with the FA. Now Ghanaians, your reservations are your about Coach Otuado, your reservations are your about. Let us put that aside because at the end of the day,
it's not important we identify the
no, what I'm saying is that when you are in a battlefield, how do you deal with such issues? It is too late. Is that the solution now? Okay. So we have to close our ranks, work together, deal with Chad match. Your boy Chad, we are within 5 days. We also play Madagascar. We are in between. Your next match is September if there are issues, because you see, as I sit here, my year analysis about issues way near the trendy. Instead of talking about how we can beat Chad, now Asanya could divert attention from the match. Then we be dealing with issues. It is true, said there are issues. Team unity, that will form teamwork, and that has to be worked on. But now, some small changes are also our technical side. has been augmented. Management side and also my changes. Since these changes by no more match be
okay.
So I want to give them benefit of the doubt. Not yeah, say because young qualify for Cup of Nations, you know. The management team was different, the technical team was different. So with this new management team, with these new technical infusions, additions, near the no. I don't for support.
Very well.
Because me,
very well.
I want to be in US October.
Thank you very
2023. Much. Blasters Kobo friendlies. Now I was in US. Me matches in and I love to be in US. I love to be in Canada.
We'll and follow the team.
I'm qualifier.